Hello everyone, this is going to be a quick recap of what we found during our recent live stream of Lincoln Cent Roll Search box number 5. After the stream, I went through the coins again as I know I miss a few things here and there during that live stream. I also took the time to go through the coins looking for the major varieties. Again, I don't check for every possible variety that there is, as many of the very minor ones just don't interest me very much. I did not find any of the major varieties this time around, and once again, that should not be a big surprise to us. But anyway, here's a breakdown of what we found in box number 5. For the 2017 Philadelphias, we found one of them. That's this coin right here. Again, only one in the box, and that matches up to our average over the first 5 boxes. We've now searched 5 boxes, and we found 5 of them. One of these per box of 2,500 cents on average. Again, I'm out on the West Coast, so I don't see too many Philadelphia coins the first few years that they're available. So it's sort of fun to be able to track how many of these show up, and if we keep doing these boxes for a while, perhaps we'll see these numbers increase in the future as the coins finally circulate westward. When will our average of these become 2 or 3 a box? And how long will it take to average 5 to 10 of them per box? Well, perhaps we'll find out. For the 2009s, the Lincoln Bicentennial and Centennial of the Lincoln Cent issues, there were the 4 different reverses. We had 16 total. That's these coins right here. All 16 coins were from the Denver Mint. So there you just see, even after 10 years of circulation, we're 16 Denver, 0 Philadelphia. So maybe it will take longer than we think for those 2017s to start increasing in numbers. But anyway, of those 16 coins, 6 of them were the birthplace reverse, 2 formative years, 7 professional life, and 1 presidency. So we did get at least one of each of the 4 types. And I guess it was a somewhat even mix of the 4 types. But none of the coins were really particularly interesting or worth showing in detail. I do look for some of the major varieties on the formative years in particular and didn't see anything worth showing you guys. For the 1968 through 1974 San Francisco coins, we found 24 total, which is a pretty good number. Matches the best number that we've had so far. We also had 24 of them in box number 3. And once again, we did find at least 1 from each year, with 6 coins being 1973S, which was our highest. And we only had 3 from 1969S, and none of those were the major double die obverse, of course. But we'll still keep looking for it. And right here is our 68 through 74S coins that we did find. A couple of them were in nice shape. Some of them had some original red color and some good mint luster. The nicest of the bunch was this coin right here, which I will pull up my microscope just to give you an example of what we actually get here. So there's the coin right there. It has some original red color to it. Some luster. I'll move the light around so you can see it a little better. I mean, probably not worth keeping or sticking in your album as a, it's just shy of a mint state example. But, for pulling it out of a roll, not too bad. And like I said, of the 24 coins from San Francisco, I think that was the nicest of the bunch. The next thing we track is 1959. And we didn't find any examples of that first year memorial cent this time around. This is the first time we didn't find any of them in 5 boxes. I like to save those first year memorial reverse cents, as it's just another fun thing that we can look for and it's easy for us to track from box to box. Next up on our sheet is the wheat cents. And yes, we found 53 of them in total. That is not a typographical error. We had 53 wheat cents in the box, and that's all these right here. If you go back and watch that live stream, you'll see that 4 of the rolls that we had in that box had wheat cents showing on the end of the rolls. So before we even started, we knew it was a good sign that we'd likely have a better than average box. Over those first 4 boxes that we searched, the average number of wheat cents we got was 8.5. So to get 53 in a single box, that just smashed our average number by a ton. There was a pretty good variety of dates and mint marks. I'm not going to read all of them off to you and show all of them under the microscope, but most of the coins were from the 40s and 50s, as you would expect. In fact, 25 of the 53 cents were between 1956 and 1958. So just those 3 years alone took 25 of the coins. There were a couple earlier ones in there too. We had a 1939, a couple 1929s, and a 1925. That was the earliest we found. I will show you some of those in detail. But none of the really coins from the 40s or 50s was nice enough to, get excited about. The best was probably a 1957D, and I will show that one. So let me go ahead and bring up the microscope again for you guys. And I'll start showing. There's that 71S we looked at a minute ago. So right here's the 1925. That was the earliest one that we found in the box. So yeah, almost 100 years old. I mean, it's always just kind of cool to be able to find something like that, from the bank for only the cost of a cent. There's one of the 1929s that we found. There's another one of the 1929 that has some damage to it. And then there's the 1939 that we found. Has a lot more detail to it, but again, not the best of conditions. The best one that we found of the wheat cents was probably this one right here, a 1957 Denver. You can see just in the very protected areas, right up against Lincoln's bust, and between the numbers and inside the digits, you see a little bit of that original red color. But it's definitely got a little bit of circulation wear, as you can see on Lincoln's cheek and beard area. So it's an AU coin at the best. There was one more wheat cent that we did find in the box that we were not able to get the date off of, and that's this one here. And you can see it's very corroded. The more I look at it, the more I want to say it's a 1920 something, but the more, it's just can't really get a date off of that one. Nothing that, not with certainty at least. But we do know it's a wheat cent because if we flip it over, we can see enough detail to see that it's a wheat cent, but it's just in really bad shape. But anyway, I mean, finding that many wheat cents, 53 of them in total, which is more than a full roll of wheat cents out of a single box. I mean, that's just a lot of fun. Next up on what we track are the foreign coins. Right there we found one, and that's this coin here. It's a 1979 coin out of Canada. Pretty well circulated, nothing too exciting. In total, the box had 356 copper cents out of the 2,500, and that includes the finds that we already mentioned. So that means that 14.24% of the box was copper, the rest of them being the copper-plated zinc coins. Again, I don't include the 1982 cents in those numbers, which do come in both compositions, so my numbers will be off slightly. But I do set those coins aside to be sorted out at a later time. I don't just throw them back to the banks. This percentage of copper is a little bit higher than we've been seeing in the previous boxes, but that's mostly because of the large number of wheat cents we got this time around. Without that, 50 plus wheat cents, the numbers would have been closer to our average and more in line with what we've been seeing. Let's see, another one that caught my eye. I always like to pull ones that are just really messed up. So I got this group here. There's some just really corroded and really banged up cents. There's one that's like even a little bit bent. I don't know why I save those ones that have the exceptional damage. They just, I guess part of it is I know if I put them back through the counters at the bank or at the Coinstar, they're probably going to get stuck anyway. So again, I'm really not sure why I pull those out, but I do, and I save them, and they're kind of fun to look at sometimes. Finally, there was one more interesting piece, which I'm going to show under the microscope here. It's this piece right here. And let's see what we think of this one. So you can see, I mean, first of all, the piece is very light, and the surfaces are quite grainy and just lack definition. When you take a close look at it, though, you'll probably figure out why that's the case. I mean, and just look at the date in particular. The digits just don't match up what a regular 2003 Lincoln cent would look like. And again, there's a reason for that. And the answer is that the coin is not genuine. It's a copy. Most likely this is play money that was made for kids. And as you can see, it even has a really large copy mark on the reverse. And that's raised up above the surface. Again, it's a very light metal, maybe aluminum. anyway, I just was really surprised to see this in some rolls from the bank, but thought it was interesting. So there it is. That's our results from box number 5. Please let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you think we should be tracking as we search boxes of Lincoln Cent rolls. Otherwise, I'll keep coming up with a similar list like this as we hunt boxes in the future. Until then, thank you for watching and supporting our channel, and keep having fun with your collecting.